create issues really in all three phases that we're going to need to be prepared for. But it's a challenge we're looking forward to, you know. So, like I said after the game, these are exciting times, you know, to be able to play in these type of games. So we're looking forward to it.
I just had a quick question about the last game that didn't get a chance to ask yesterday. Very pretty much up 12. Why did
Yeah, ordinary not to. But yeah, normally I'd go for 2. Is that what you're asking? Yeah, I would normally. Yes. No. So you won't have to worry about it moving forward. Ordinarily, yes.
Having competed in the same division with Kevin O'Connell for the last 3 years, what do you respect about him and the battles that you guys have had?
Yeah, listen, he's an excellent coach. I mean, you look at what he's done now going on 3 years. You know, their offensive scheme is, they do a great job, man. Very creative, you know, and, you know, they understand how to find weaknesses and pick at them, get the most out of their players, put their players in position to have success. And, you know, I think sometimes it's, you know, when you have like a player like Jefferson, it's, well, you know, you got Jefferson, but it's not always that easy because everybody's trying to, you know, you're trying to double him, you're trying to do your best to take him away, and for them, you know, he's your best player, so you still have to find ways to get him involved and get him in the game so that he helps you. And they do a really good job of that. You know, they move him around. Jefferson's smart as well as everything else. You know, he can handle all that. And so that's just, you know, a couple of things they do. I like what they do in the run game as well. And then he's just, you can't argue with the production of this team, you know, what they've done, you know. Had some tough games last year, you know, they had some injuries and they were able to battle through it and, you know, and you know, finish with on a positive note just for the season itself, you know, and to get through that and come back battling this year. And he's made the most out of that personnel, man. They got really good personnel and they're playing at a high level.
Any times where you can just kind of appreciate the magnitude of this game and how rare it is, 14-win teams, you know, how pivotal the winner and loser situation will be?
I mean, I don't know. It's, like I said, we're all excited. I mean, this is exciting, but it's not like it's the playoffs, you know? And so yeah, it's for where we're at. It's the next one, and it is exciting. But it's, you know, we all know it's still going to come down to the prep, and you know, we got to put the work in. It's going to start today. We'll be out there in a walkthrough, and then, man, you put your best foot forward, you know, and you give your guys all you can, and you cut them loose and let them go make plays, and see where you stack up. So that's the exciting part.
Because both teams are going to have another game, right? It's not like this is it. It's a big deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that part of it?
Yeah, well, I just think it is what it is. I mean, it's you know, I don't know. I don't know how to answer it, really. I mean, yeah, it's big, it's great, but it's like, yeah, it is what it is. I mean.
It seemed like from year to year, we watched you the first year, you set goals, set goals, set goals. At what point did the number one seed become like a realistic goal for you guys? Like, hey, we're going to chase after that. We heard you guys talking about it all year, but at what point did you set that goal? And what would that really mean for you to get the number one seed?
Well, I mean, I think that was really, you know, that's the end of last year. You know, you come out of that game and feel like, you know, it gives you the best odds to get to where the ultimate is, which is, as we all know, what the prize is, and that's the Super Bowl. Well, you know, you try to set yourself up the best you can, and that's why you put those goals out there. So, yeah, it's been there for a while. So certainly this is something we want to do, and we've had in our minds, and, you know, division and one seed and all that, and it's right here in our hands. Say it again.
Any chance Lance alone back this week or any of those?
He'll be out there running around today, so we'll see how he does. It's really going to be how tomorrow's going to be, I think, a really big day for us to see where he's at.
Jared Payne and his
Well, I would say he's a student of the game, you know, and he's a student of the game. He's a student of what we're doing offensively. He's a student of defenses, you know, so he puts in the legwork. And then he constantly, I think with anybody, he wants to learn the next thing, right? He absorbs everything. And I think he's always looking for the next, you know, if I see something, what can I use and put it into my game? Or is this something we can use? And, you know, where can he grow as a quarterback? I think he's always thinking that way. Like, can I be better with my eyes? I need to progress faster here. Can I see things that tick quicker? So I just think it's time on task. It's his ability to process. And I think it's just that, you know, he just wants to continue to learn and grow. And I think that's most successful people, well, no matter what you do, they're always trying to learn and grow. And he's obviously got the skill set to be able to do what he does and play at a high level. You know, he's an accurate passer, big arm. And so he just keeps going, man. He just continues to get better.
Yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose what I get to, never lose, move on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never to sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning, it's crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.
We like that. We like that.
Yeah. Welcome one, welcome all, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Lion Villain Report with your boy, Russell Wayne, up in the house right here. It is a Thursday, Lock Pick Thursday, right here on the Villain Report, broadcasting live into the Lion Villain Squad Facebook page right there. And right here, we have the ladies' man right here. Leon Phelps is going to be with us all the way up into 70,000. Okay, we're about 62,000 villains right here. I've been having my lady friends come over, and I've been having my warm bottle of Cavaquier sitting right there, and these ladies get so excited the way that the Lions be winning. And week 18. So thank you for acknowledging the villain. Okay. So what is a Packer exactly? It's a Lions Villain Report. It's good football show with Russell Wayne. Lock Pick Thursday, doing the picks for the 18 weeks of NFL football. Yeah, you can join Russell Wayne, Main Event Mike, 10 a.m. You should watch the football show in the morning. Could be good for you. Could be good for you. Oh, hell yeah. If you love Detroit Lions football, give me a hell yeah. Write that in the comments. Why not? Do it up. Thank you to Bill the Packer fan and Mike the Bear fan for creating the Huddle Sports Network on Roku, in which we are one of 30 different podcasts that are on there. So thank you for allowing us on your network. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at Lions Villain Squad and support the UDFA. Yeah, the undrafted free agent of sports podcasting, the Tom Kennedy. You can't unalive Tom Kennedy because he keeps on grinding. So that's what we keep on doing. We keep on grinding. We keep on grinding and keep on working. We may not be the best podcast, but we will keep on grinding until we are. We are brought to you by NFL Shop. Get your Detroit Lions swag by scanning that QR code right there or using the villain link and save up to 25% off from our affiliate marketing partners at NFL Shop. If you want to be a partner, you want to be guilty by association, you can get a hold of Main Event Mike at 810-620-2167. Find out how you can harness the power of the villain right there in our over 150,000 person network right there. That's right. And speaking of Main Event Mike, we're going to have to say hello to him because you know what? It is Lock Pick Thursday, and I can't do Lock Pick Thursday without my partner in crime, the Emmy-nominated Main Event Mike. What's going on, Main Event Mike?
Say hello to my little friend. Morning, Russ. Good morning, villains.
Yes, the UDFA in the house. And I didn't know where you wanted to go. There's about 5 minutes left in that press conference. Do you want to hit the rest of that before we go?
Yeah, by all means. By all means, I was sucked into it.
So, I always like to start out the show before we even get into the credits because I got yelled at earlier, Mike. I don't know if you remember that. People are like, quit doing all the boring stuff at the beginning. There's 3 minutes before the show. So I figured during that 3 minutes while I'm getting ready for the show and trying to get it out to as many people as possible, I just let Dan Campbell talk, or maybe Ben Johnson, or maybe David Fitber, whoever spoke the night before. That way you don't have to listen to the boring countdown anymore. So, right. But those press conferences are usually 5 to 12 minutes, and I don't want to like take the whole beginning to do that. So here's the rest of the press conference that we were listening to at the beginning. Let's hear what Dan Campbell has to say going into this matchup.
What the mindset is of your defense right now, giving up more points than they would probably like, but still making critical plays when needed.
Yeah. It's to reload and go back to work and execute this plan that we have for these guys, and find a way to get some takeaways and make plays. I mean, it's really that simple. And we came up with 2 critical takeaways in that game that were big for us. So, as with anything, are there things we want to clean up? Yeah, but AG's got a good plan. Guys will be ready for this. We know the challenge. I mean, we just talked about it. I mean, quarterback's playing at a high level, and you got Jefferson over there. Addison's playing well. Naylor's making some plays. Hawkinson, now that he's back, is making some plays. It's a solid offensive line, smart crew. They do a good job up front, play hard. And you got Jones in the backfield who he can run it. He's also good out of the backfield as a receiver. So, I mean, we know we got our hands full, but there again is something we look forward to. These are the type of challenges you want, This is what you do it for.
Talked all season about just your road mentality and your comfort there. Obviously, you guys went undefeated. That's a rare accomplishment. How freeing does that make your prep for this matchup, knowing, like you said, it's not the playoffs, win or loss, you're still in it, but to know that if you have to go on the road, it's not a deterrent.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, look, we're very comfortable on the road. And I've said it before, I think that comes with your preparation, time on task, guys doing it for a long period of time, the way we train, guys, they just handle those things well. So yeah, hey, we'll do what we got to do. Now our mindset is wholly on this game right now, and it's, you don't see it another way. I don't see it another way. It's about this next game, and it's about finding a way to win. No different than what we just did. We had to find a way to win that game, San Francisco, against a team that really, they gave us what they had, and they played hard. We had to do it in Chicago the week before, so it's the next one in front of us, and we got to find a way to win this game, period. And really don't care what it looks like. We just got to win.
The last month and a half, the margin for error was so thin in the NFC. How did the last few games and the last probably 6 weeks that you've experienced prepared you for this one final one?
Well, I mean, I think I mentioned this, and maybe it was why my response was the way it was earlier, was that, I mentioned this, what was it, after Buffalo? I don't know. But I feel like we've somewhat been in the playoffs for a while now. I mean, we've been in it for 3 games now or something. So, and that's kind of what this last stretch has been. Just the type of, the way we're going to have to play. And it's more about finding a way to win. And that's really the objective here, is do what we got to do, put our guys in position to make plays and find a way to win no matter what it looks like. And we've been in that mode for a few weeks now. And same thing this week.
Do it for that long, rather than just 2 or 3 games in the playoffs to get to where you want to go, to have to do it for a month and a half.
No, I mean, I think you do what you got to do, and we're going to do what we have to do to give us the best chance to win.
Not a playoff game, obviously, but the atmosphere in Ford Field is expected to be like a playoff game. Just how much of an advantage can that be for you guys? Obviously, the LA and Tampa games were crazy last year. Just how much you looking forward to this one meaning so much, being at home, and the advantage that gives you?
Yeah, we always look forward to that. I mean, our fans we got the best fans in the league, and so it's the whole reason you talk about the 1 seed, because you feel like you got an advantage when you play at home, and not everybody can say that. We can, because we do. We are, the way our fans and our stadium are set up. It's a special environment. So, I look forward to it. We're looking forward to it. Yep.
Yeah, there it is. That's Dan Campbell giving you the scoop right there. I love listening to him. I honestly, there's so many talking heads that are out there, and I listen to a lot of different people, a lot of the talking heads that are out there, and that's what we are. That's all we are. We're talking heads, and then when you hear it come from his mouth, and it helps put it into perspective. It's like last week's game, when you look at the San Francisco 49ers, the defense didn't come out and play very well for 3 quarters, but I looked at you at the Lions Den, and I'm just like, they're not going to be able to keep doing this, Mike. Like, they're setting them up. A turnover is coming. And it was like, 3 plays later, they throw the ball right to Kirby and Joseph. It was like,
later, the pick happened, yeah.
And it's like, you can almost feel it, right? And Kirby Joseph, when you look at that second interception that he had, that was a total setup. They had been going over the middle with those little crossers all day long. They had Kirby Joseph playing center field back there, some man-to-man going up on the line of scrimmage. And they're like, we've been setting this up all day. And, there they go to the well one more time. Nope, thank you. Game over. It's like, who cares what happened in the first 3 quarters? Because here's the thing. You've got to match us, because our offense is proving to be unstoppable. I mean, Minnesota should remember that. They've given up over 30 points twice this year, and once was to us in a loss. So they can't stop our offense. Jahmyr Gibbs had 7.2 yards a carry. Jared Goff was 22 for 26. In that first game, he carved that blitzing Brian Flores defense apart because of our offensive line. I mean, here's the Achilles heel to the Minnesota defense. If you pick the blitz up, they're done. It's a wide open guy somewhere, and Jared Goff finds that wide open guy. So it's like they have some proving to do the up. You can't stop our offense. Our defense only needs a couple of stops on your offense. I think that's our mindset. Can you feel that, Mike?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, with all the injuries on defense, that has to be the mindset. You have to outscore the other team because your defense is going to give up some points.
But playing out of your box, it sucks. And you can tell when a team is out of their comfort, and the Lions like to play, get that lead on you, and just kind of like run away from you, right? We're scoring touchdowns. You're going to score field goals, but we're going to keep going forward on 4th down. We're going to try to get these 7s and 7s and 7s. And we're hoping that you just fall behind. You know, we're the rabbit in the race.
and we saw what happened with the Buffalo Bills. They got a couple of stops on defense against our offense, and they were able to outlast us and win by 6 points. If we'd have got one more possession, we may have won that game. So to your point,
Right.
there it is.
Right. And what did Buffalo, but even with the Buffalo game, look back at that Buffalo game with these Lions. It's like once Ben Johnson cracked that code, this is how you're trying to stop me. And then it's like touchdown, touchdown, touchdown for the rest of the game. And we were playing catch up, but that Buffalo defense wasn't going to stop us ever again. Like once Ben Johnson cracks your code, it's over because we have the playmakers to go all different directions. You eat up the middle of the field, try to block the middle of the field, we're going to beat you deep. If you don't try to block Jamison Williams from getting the deep shot, then we're just going to eat you up in the middle with the run game. And it's like, we just got to figure out how you're trying to stop us. But the teams that beat us have to jump out on us. I mean, you have to you can stop our offense, but you got to do it at the beginning. Got to get a couple stops, you know? Okay. Until Ben Johnson figures out the Kung Fu, you know, 1-2 possessions you got, but then we're scoring for the rest of the game. And that's every defense. Get ready. You're going to have to score over 30 to beat us. And if you can't do that, nothing else matters at that point. So they got beat. They got beat the last time. It seems like he's trying to downplay it a little bit. Did you get that out of his tone? Maybe he's trying to send a message to the team being like, yeah, this is a big game, but relax a little bit. It's not the playoffs.
He's downplaying it for sure.
And I know, to me, I got the goosebumps off of this one, you know, because this to me is it's huge. It's probably the biggest regular season game ever. Like
in Detroit Lions Super Bowl era history, I would say 100%. And I do think that he is downplaying it. Dan Campbell said many times, just like every other team, that winning the division is the first goal. Well, you're going to have to beat the 14-2 Minnesota Vikings coming into your building if you want to achieve that first goal. So I definitely think he's downplaying it because this game is so huge. I've already got a pit in my stomach over it. Looks like we have a new Viking fan in there talking smack. We'll get to that soon.
Well, yeah, we figured that they would come out of the woodworks. Mm-hmm. Like it's not like they want to be in here all the time talking. They'll wait until they make sure that their team makes it there. Oh, okay. Now it's safe to talk some trash, you know, because win or lose, the Vikings are going to be in the playoffs. They're going to be a tough out to team. And something that keeps on ringing in my head, and I don't want it to, is the fact that the Lions play better on the road, and it's like them losing this game and going the hard way to get to the Super Bowl is such a Dan Campbell thing to do it. Like, yeah, we didn't want no easy. It ain't gonna be no easy rides. I mean, it just seems like a thing for him to say, and it's like, no, stop that, Russ. Stop that thinking. Beat these guys. Get that home field playoff throughout. Because even the road game, the team that, like the Vikings, let's say they lose, which they will, and they have to go on the road. They only got to play one road game. That second game is probably going to be at home because unless they're playing us in the second round, then they're going to have home field advantage in the second round, right? Like that whole division winning champion thing. Like if they played Tampa Bay in the second round, they would get home field advantage, right? Because they have a better record in the second round. Or would Tampa Bay get the home field advantage in the second round again because they were the division winners?
And that's the way NFL is now. The division winner will get the higher seed regardless of record. There's a lot of talk about changing that, however, that they'll start seeding you according to your record in the future, but that rule hasn't come down yet.
Because it seems to me like the fairest rule would be like, yeah, you win in the division gets you into the game. Guaranteed, no matter what. But to start seeding these guys ahead of other teams that played better and had better records that didn't win their division, yeah, I would have to agree with that. I think that it gets you in, but it doesn't give you any preferential treatment unless you win the 1 seed. Like I would like it like that, but that would suck to be 14-2 and have to just play a bunch of division winners and play all road games in the playoffs. That would be awful. That would be awful. And that's what we're faced against right now. And I get it, man. You got to downplay it a little bit, right? But, man, that's a huge drop off to go from not playing at all, getting ready for 2 weeks, get some home cooking, to immediately having to go out that week on the road and try to win a road game in the playoffs with no preferential treatment. That's
I disagree with you on that. I respectfully disagree with you on that. I think the way it is now is the way it should stay. If you win your division, you get a home playoff game, regardless of the 14-win team that's coming into your building for the playoffs. That, to me, that doesn't matter.
You get one home playoff game. I would think that once you get to that division round, like that, if everybody wins a playoff game, then
well, that's the problem with that is, though, it's based on the seeding. So if you are seeded higher by virtue of getting that, you're getting that home field advantage by virtue of being a higher seed. The seedings don't change after the first round, so that's a non-starter.
Yeah, that sucks. I mean, that does. It does suck because it's like if you don't win that division, you gotta the stronger division. It's like the second, third place teams kind of get shafted a little bit, when it comes down to that. Like I got to play a 10-7 or a 9-8.
Russ is frozen. So I will say that 14 wins in the NFC North by 2 teams sounds amazing, unprecedented, but we did all have to play the NFC, or excuse me, the AFC South, a bad division. All the teams had to play every team in the AFC South, and that pumps up the wins a little bit when you're playing crappy divisions. I'm not taking anything away from Minnesota or Detroit, but I think had the schedule makers, if things would be different or if that division would be stronger, I mean, we swept them. We swept the NFC West and the AFC South. Just like last year, we swept the NFC South and the AFC West. So this is the toughest division in football. And when you have to start playing each other in this division, that's when you find out. That's when the cream rises to the crop. And obviously the Lions going for the division sweep against the Vikings on Sunday. That's another thing that's in play in this game. I can't wait. Going to be a great game. Great fans. The Vikings have great fans. Even when they talk smack, they're still pretty respectful, and they're passionate about their team. And, there are favorite fans in the North besides Lions fans.
Yeah, and that's why I rooted for him last week. I know I got called out by a couple Packer fans, and you know who you are. You're probably listening, and you ain't going to talk about it, but you wanted to call me out for, oh, yeah, you're just a Lion fan that had to root for Green Bay in the last game. It's like, yeah, you had to talk on your show saying that you had to root for Green Bay on your show. I'm like, you didn't watch my show, did you, John? That's
not true.
Russell Wayne says that he can't root for the Packers ever. You are my rival. And sorry, Minnesota, this actually should come as an insult to you, but I like you. I like you, Minnesota fan.
Right.
I do.
That's a lot. That's an insult.
It should be an insult to you because I do. Because I went to Minnesota for the game, for my away game, and it was a cool experience. I love the way they fan. I think they got a cool little vibe going on with their, their little horns and beating the drums and the little skull chant and everything like that. You got a good vibe. That's a good vibe.
Well, yeah, because skull means cheers.
Yeah.
So everybody's going, cheers. Of course, it's a great vibe.
Cheers. But
Cheers.
no, but this sets up such a good. This is good. This game, 14-2 versus 14-2, with all the marbles on the line for the regular season accolades. It's good for the game of football. It's good because it's not. I mean, teams, rivals play all the time, but every once in a while the stars align, and then you get this epic game that means so much more than just, all right, yeah, we play you twice a year. Well, this is a little different. There's going to be a lot of fan positioning and smack talk that can come out of this, right? It doesn't matter that the Lions have won the last 4 straight anymore. This is the Minnesota chance to get some retribution and to pretty much cancel all 4 of those games. Like, if they win this game and get home field advantage, I mean, hey, Lion fan, we got to go. You got to give them their dap, and now we got to go the hard way if we lose. So what do you think about that? What do you think about this matchup right here? I wanted to smoke. Win or lose, I'm going to stay on this. Even if we come in and we lose this game, we got to go play a road playoff game. I'm coming back Monday, say I still wanted to smoke. I don't regret not rooting for Green Bay. It is what it is. And we would have got some of the smoke a little bit with 14-3 versus, I mean, it would still mean the same thing, but it being 14-2, like, oh, it's like Ali Foreman, baby. The rumble in the jungle. Let's go. Oh, we got to move on though, because I know this is the special day, right? Let me say hello to everybody in here, because I didn't really get to do that. I got you guys on the right, but good morning to Kyle. Good morning to Davey.
You like that?
Good morning to the Central Scrutinizer. Fred in the house. Maurice is in the house. Jay-Z's in the house. Tyler's in the house.
You like that? You like that? You like that? You like that?
John is in the house. Scott Harrison's in the house. Jay Smooth is in the house. Chad is up in the house.
To my little friend.
Donald is up in the house. Dwayne
Say hello to my little friend.
is up in the house. We got John Serdran
Say hello to my little friend.
up in the house. We got Grow on the Spike. Grow on the Spike. Grow on the Spike. All right.
You like that?
Sam Laporta. Dwayne's in the house. Kyle's in the house. Paul Jones is up in the house. Jamal is up in the house. Leo. Lloyd. Man.
You like that?
Got a nice crowd in there. And I love that. Well, at least a nice active crowd. Maybe you're always in there, but I like that you guys are in there. Get in there. Join the conversation. It makes it more fun for us anyway. Doesn't it, Mike?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, come on now. You can get in there. Get in there. I can't believe the spread, dude. This spread went up since 20 minutes ago, because I just popped this thing up. It was 17.5.
Yeah.
And it just went up to 18 in the last 10 minutes. But they don't care. They're like, Lamar Jackson's running it up on the Lions.
It is Prediction Thursday right here on the Villain Report. It is Week 18, the final prediction Thursday of the regular season. And the first game on the docket is Cleveland at Baltimore, division game. When they made the schedule in May, I'm sure they thought this game would have more implications, but it actually does have implications. Baltimore, such a big favorite, because if they win this game, they win the division. That's all they have to do, is just win this game and they will win the division. I'm, however, going to take Cleveland, because 18 points is a lot, and I'm a glutton for punishment. Real quick recap of last week. Russ and I both lost our lock picks. That makes us 8-9 on the season on our lock picks. Who you got in this one, Russ? Cleveland at Baltimore.
Gosh. This is 18 points? 18 points?
Too many for me.
I mean, it's usually too many for me, but I just like picking against you. Let's just, I mean, this is a total leap of faith. Just like, yeah, Cleveland's a dumpster fire, and I'm counting on that. I'm actually going to I'm going to see if I can eat all of these points and still win. Give me Baltimore minus 18.
All right, let's keep it in the AFC North. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just like that is so against all of my morals of like betting, but I'm 8-9, like you said on the year. I gotta switch up my thought process, I think.
Let's keep it in the AFC North. Next game, Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. Cincinnati needs to win to keep their playoff hopes alive. If Pittsburgh wins and Baltimore loses, they win the division. For that reason alone, I'm going to take Pittsburgh. I'm getting 2 points. Joe Burrow is the hottest quarterback in the league. He's almost unstoppable on offense, but their defense is suspect. And Pittsburgh has a pretty damn good defense, especially in it's not Heinz Field anymore, whatever it's called, in Pittsburgh now. So Pittsburgh +2, that's who I'm taking, the Steelers, to try to hope that Cleveland can pull the upset and Pittsburgh can win the division.
Pittsburgh has been discovered. Pittsburgh has been found out and gotten to. This is not the same great Pittsburgh team. For some reason, something happened to this team, and the exact opposite has happened with the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati's going to roll in this game. They're going to win by double digits. Give me the Bengals -2.
Good call. Next, division matchup, Chicago Bears at the Green Bay Packers -10. I think this is a no-brainer, right? Packers are going to win this game. Bears might play them tough, keep it close, maybe, but I think I like my odds. Even without Jair Alexander, I'm taking the Packers.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. There's a homer in me that I just hate the Packers so much. I just want to bet against them all the time. But
right,
I got to be smart here. And oh gosh, but 10 points is still a lot in a division game. I think that the Bears are gonna cover this and get closer. They got a lot more pride in that. I think it's just going to be a one-score game again that the Packers are going to win and continue ownership.
Yeah.
So give me Chicago.
It is
10.
all division games in Week 18. The next one, we move up to the AFC East, and that is the 2-seed Buffalo Bills traveling to Foxborough to play the New England Patriots. Absolutely nothing on the line for the Buffalo Bills in this game. That's why the spread is only 2.5 points. This one's tough. I don't know. I'm going to let you pick first.
I'm going to take New England in the points because they're going to win the game because Buffalo's going to rest guys.
Right, they have absolutely nothing to play for. I'll take that as well. I'll take the New England Patriots. Next, New Orleans, the dumpster fire that is the Saints, travel to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, trying to hold on to this division and hold off Michael Penix and the Atlanta Falcons. It's New Orleans at Tampa -13.5. Man, 13.5. Okay, I'll take it. Tampa, give me the Bucks.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, give me the Saints in the 13.5.
Really? You sure you don't want to change that? We want you to finish strong this year, Russell.
I'm just picking against you.
He's sticking with it. All right. New York Giants coming off a victory last week against the Colts. My lock pick. Are you kidding me? Colts suck. New York Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles. Saquon Barkley will not play. Therefore, he will not get the rushing record. That's why this spread is only 2. Probably won't play Jalen Hurts either. Kenny Pickett with some bruised ribs. You know what? I'm going to take the Giants for wishful thinking because I want the Eagles to go into the playoffs on a losing note with players on the bench. So I'll take the Giants in a big bad pick.
I don't usually say the word respect and Eagles in the same sentence, but I really respect the move that Barkley isn't going to compete for that because your rushing title would be tainted and everybody would talk about how it was tainted. So I'm glad that you're not going to play that 17th give me game that would obviously put you over that amount. So I respect that move, but I still think the Eagles are going to roll in this game for all of the reasons that you said. They don't want to go into the playoffs with a losing taste in their mouth. So give me the Eagles -2.
Yeah, let's face it. Nick Sirianni is on the hot seat. If he plays Saquon and he were to get hurt, he'd be gone. It would be the end of him. So I think he's playing it safe here. He went to Saquon apparently, and Saquon said, "I don't care about that record." So, like you said, much respect. Moving on. Carolina at Atlanta -8. This one's tough. I'm going to go ahead and take Carolina because they can run the ball. Atlanta can't stop the run. And I think this is how the Bucs are going to win the division, by Carolina beating the Atlanta Falcons. So I'll take the Panthers +8.
Oh man, Panthers +8. That the Panthers burnt me last week. I'm beside myself with the Panthers. It's like they're Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Will the real Carolina Panthers please stand up? I don't know which one we're gonna get. I think this Michael Penix team that is, or this Michael Penix led Atlanta Falcons team is looking pretty dangerous heading into the playoffs right now. So I'm going to take the Falcons as well, -8, because I believe in them more than I. Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
I got Carolina. Russ has got the Falcons. Put it in the chat. We want to hear what you got to say. You're watching the Villain Report with Russell Wayne. Don't forget, every Monday through Saturday, this program is on at 10 a.m. And then it's the Main Event Football Show, our weekly nightly show on Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern time, where we will run through the picks for Monday night games. But there are no more Monday night games. Moving on. The next one, Washington at Dallas. I think that Washington is going to win this game. Dallas is given up. It's over for them. They are out of the playoffs. I think Washington is playing for seeding. You obviously would rather be the 5th seed than the 6th seed. So I think Washington does have something to play for here, and Dallas doesn't. So give me the Redskins. Oh, excuse me, Commanders.
You like that? I've had enough of that shit.
I didn't do that on purpose.
Hey, that's what we remember. 91 Super Bowl is one of the ones that I remember. You know, is like the kid one that made you like football type of thing. So they weren't called the Commanders back then, and which is why I'll take the Commanders -5.
Moving on.
You like how Houston. I got a sidestep right there.
Houston already locked up their division. They are a -1 favorite going into Tennessee. Give me Houston. This team has not been right ever since the hit on Trevor Lawrence. They've kind of been out of sorts. I think they need to get right against Tennessee to get ready for the playoffs. I'm going to go ahead and take Houston. I love that it's only 1 point.
Yeah, I'm kind of blown away with that. Yeah, give me Houston -1. How? I mean, where Tennessee? What is this?
Right. Jacksonville Jaguars at the Indianapolis Colts. Screw the Colts. They had a chance. In week 12, they lost to the Lions. And if you look at their record for the final 6 games of the year, they had a cream puff schedule. The Giants, the Titans, the Jaguars. All they had to do was beat the Broncos, and they had a real chance. But they lost to the Broncos, and then last week they lose to the Titans, or to the Giants, excuse me. I mean, terrible. Screw the Colts. I'm taking Jacksonville just because the Colts suck.
Oh, taking Mac Jones, right? Is that what it is? Mac Jones.
Don't even care.
Don't even care.
Well, Indianapolis had a chance to make the playoffs, even with their crappy team and their crappy record, and they just lost down the stretch to crappy teams. Winning this game, they probably will win this game, but let's hope it's by less than 4.5 because I got the Jaguars.
Yeah, the Colts are going to win this game because it's meaningless, and I just don't know. I'm just debating on that 4.5. That is I wish it was 3. And then I would feel comfortable. But damn it. I don't like that. But I'll take the Colts. I'll minus the points. I feel like You're gonna lose that one though.
Look, you and I are both 8-9 on our lock picks. Had the Colts beaten the crappy ass Giants last week, I would be up 9-8. And the best you could do this week would be tie me for the regular season. And I've never beaten you before. So now I'm probably going to lose. So I'm blaming the Colts, and I'm taking the Jacksonville Jaguars as retribution. Next, the Kansas City Chiefs with Carson Wentz starting under center. They've already locked up the number 1 seed. They have absolutely nothing to play for. Denver, however, if they win, they're in. So give me the 10.5 points at home in the thin air. I like Denver to at least cover this.
Ooh. Denver -10, Chiefs +10.5. And that's Carson Wentz.
Wait a minute. This is the Broncos are favored by 10.5. Hold on here. It's Denver -10.5, my friend. Yeah, give me the Chiefs. I'm taking the Chiefs and the points.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Chiefs and the points too.
Yeah, that's a half point. I love that 10.5. That half point does it for me. I'm going to go ahead and take the Chiefs. Denver probably wins this game, but Kansas City is a loaded team top to bottom, and I think even their starter or their second stringers will give Denver a run and keep it close.
I feel like Kansas City still. I mean, what a division type thing to do would be to in an elimination game, right? This is an elimination game for the Broncos.
Correct.
So the Chiefs could take the mentality to eliminate the Broncos.
Look at that money line for the Chiefs, +425 just to win the game.
That might be. I mean, if you're a betting person out there, that's nice odds to throw a low amount of money on. If you just want to win a little bit of money, that doesn't, that you could stand to lose a little bit of money because you might lose that, but that's a nice payout. Because I mean, look at that minus number on the Broncos side for them to take the money line, -575. Why even put the money down?
Right. Next is the Chargers at the Raiders +5. Oh, I got +5. That line has gone down now. Let me change it here. 4.5. Excuse me. It's the Raiders +4.5. If the Chargers win and the Broncos lose, the Chargers are in. I'm going to go ahead and take the Los Angeles Chargers on this bet, and Jim Harbaugh makes the playoffs in his first season.
Playoffs? I'm going to agree with you. I like Jim Harbaugh so much better as a coach, not of the Michigan Wolverines. So, yeah, give me the Chargers -4.5.
Nice. It's the Miami Dolphins at the Jets next on the slate +1. Is this even really a question? I don't care if it's cold. I don't care whatever. This will be Aaron Rodgers' last game as a Jet, perhaps his last game ever. Wow. That when you put it into perspective like that, I'm going to go ahead and take the Jets at home. Football players are a proud group. They've had a terrible season, but keeping Miami out of the playoffs would be a nice ending for the Jets season. I'm going to go ahead and take the Jets.
Wow. I'm going to take the Dolphins -1. I think that does mean something after all the crap that they've been through. Tua's got the story, was knocked out. People thought his career was over, you and I included. And then he comes back in and somehow they're in a position to have a chance to make the playoffs. I think they do it. Give me Miami -1.
Yeah. Tagovailoa in Polynesian means bleeding from the ears. So, moving on.
Okay.
Seattle at Los Angeles Rams +6.5. I've been waiting all season to use that joke. Seattle at Los Angeles Rams +6.5. This one's for the division. The Rams are at home, so why are they getting 6.5? Have the Rams already locked it up? Am I missing something? Why are the Rams getting 6.5 points in their building if everything comes down to this game for them? I don't understand this one, Russ. Can you shed some light on that?
I have no idea. I mean, I can Google some stuff and see if there's anything that pops up. Just put Rams in and
perhaps I'm mistaken, and the Rams have not locked. I mean, maybe this is not for the division. Maybe the Rams already have it won by virtue of other teams losing, and I just didn't get that. I don't know.
Here's something. Here's a headline right here that you might want to know about before you make that bet is Rams will start Jimmy Garoppolo versus the Seahawks.
So it must be over.
Said earlier this week would be their quarterback. Yeah, they must. It doesn't say that they've. Yeah, I think they have a playoff spot locked up, right? I don't think that.
Okay, here it is. That's what it is. The Rams have locked it up. They are 10-6. The Seahawks are 9-7, and the Rams hold the tiebreaker. So even if the Seahawks win the game, the Rams will still be the division champs. They have nothing to play for. That's why the Rams are getting 6.5. But the Seahawks could only put up. Yeah, so the Seahawks could only put up 6 points on the Bears. I'm going to go ahead and take the Rams. Seahawks need to win this game, though, to get them to 10 wins and improve their playoff seeding. Seattle needs to win this game, but they're on the road, and I think Geno Smith is who we thought he was, and they are not going to pull this out, in my opinion. So I'm taking the Rams, even with Jimmy G under center.
Well, the Seahawks have not made the playoffs yet. So
right.
Playoffs? They need to win this game to even have a shot. They have to go to 10-7 because they'll be sitting there. Okay, it looks like Tampa Bay and the Falcons are in the last game right there. And there's no other spots right there. So It literally is in between the Falcons and the Seahawks to see who's going to make that last spot.
Well, the Buccaneers are 9-7. The Falcons are 8-8. If the Bucs lose and the Falcons win, they will win the division because they hold the tiebreaker over the Bucs. So one of those two teams is going to win the division, while the other one is out if Seattle wins this game.
Right. But if Seattle loses the game, then both of those teams are going to be in if Atlanta were to win. Yeah, so there's a little three-way, like, triple threat match type of thing going on right there.
Right.
With the last playoff spot. Because, I mean, let's be honest, when you're looking at this thing, it's like all the other spots were decided a long time ago when Green Bay locked up that last spot. I mean, you've had the Commander. Oh, shit, I'm not even showing you what I'm seeing. This is what I'm looking at. You got, Philadelphia, the Commanders, they locked their spots up like a couple weeks ago. We've had our spot. Green Bay locked their spot up last week. So it's been just like this triple threat match. You got the Buccaneers, Falcons, and the Seahawks, and
the Rams.
Yeah. Well, the Rams are already in there, so they locked their spot in. So they've won their division. They got their spot locked in. So there's 2 spots left for those 3 teams. So one of those 3 teams in the musical chair game is going to be left without a playoff spot.
So let's make your pick: Seattle or Rams.
I'm gonna take Seattle -6.5 because they need it.
Okay, I like it. Next, San Francisco at Arizona in a completely meaningless game. Arizona is at home. Brock Purdy probably not going to play. Go ahead and give me the Arizona Cardinals. I'm running out of time. We only got one more game to pick. Who you got on this one, Arizona or the Niners?
I'll take the Niners just because it's meaningless.
All right, and then the last game of the season, of the regular season, the last game of the week in Week 18 has been flexed. Minnesota at Detroit for all the marbles for the number 1 seed and the division title. Detroit is -2.5. I hate the 2.5. I think this is going to be a 1-point win by either team. I'm going to go ahead and take the Vikings, the points, because I want to win the bet, not because I think they're going to win the game. 2.5. Last time this game came down was 31-29. The Lions win on a last-second field goal to win the game. I think it's going to come down to that again. So I'm going to play safe and take the points, and I'll take Minnesota.
Right on. I'm not going to play it safe. I'm going to play the homer bet like I do. I believe in my Detroit Lions. They've won me more of these bets than I've lost. So give me the Lions minus
and
2.5.
I would expect nothing less from you, Russ. What a game it's going to be, folks. 14-2 teams on Sunday night, 8:20 kickoff. Don't forget to join the Villain Report again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Russ, thanks for having me. Happy New Year, everyone. God bless you.
There he is. That's the main event, Mike. You can join him again when actually he'll come in on the morning program on Monday, and then you can join him on his own show Monday nights at 7 p.m. You can follow the Villain on Facebook at Lions Villain Squad. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel at Lions Villain Squad. That's right. That's right. Yeah, so this has been Lock Pick Thursdays. Let's get back to the comments, see if there's anything in there. Oh, thank you everybody for jumping on these comments in here. That's right. You got to put it in writing. Thank you, Chad, Davey, Henry, Fred. That's right. Broski with the Moskies in the house. Just popped in to wish the main event Mike and Russ a happy New Year. Happy New Year.
You like that? You like that?
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't think it's a homer bet to bet on the Lions at 2.5 points if you think they're going to win the game. Lions 38-35. Yep, and that would cover it, right? That's good stuff. Lions versus the Vikings. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. We're going to go through the coordinators are going to be speaking later on today. We're going to go ahead and review that tomorrow on tomorrow's show for the Friday show. Happy New Year from the Villain Report to everybody that's out there. Brought to you by NFL Shop right there. You can scan that QR code. Get yourself up to 25% off. You're welcome from all of us folks here at the Villain Squad. Lions in first team in NFL history to have 4 guys with 1,000 yards from scrimmage. Jared Goff looks like he's going to make the Pro Bowl. And somehow Kirby Joseph misses the Pro Bowl. That's why I don't like the Pro Bowl. To me, all pros actually tell you who the best players are. Can the Lions defense make enough stops against Minnesota? I mean, that's honestly the biggest question, isn't it? Can they get it done? Can the defense make enough stops? You know, I've been on record from last year. I told you that if the Lions had an average secondary, they would have won the Super Bowl. Average. With an offense this good, you do not need to have the greatest defense. And they don't. The Lions don't have the greatest defense. But they do have an average secondary now. You know, they have I would say that their defense is middle of the road. So the question isn't, can their defense play good? The question is, can their defense make enough stop to keep their track star offense? Aaron Smith just got blocked. You are blocked from Facebook, and you are blocked from my Ustream chat, Restream chat, because we don't allow people to come in here and scam the people that watch this show. Sorry, Aaron, you won't be scamming anybody today with your bunk tickets. And if you're actually trying to sell real tickets, there's good places and incredible places that you can do that. The only reason that you'd be selling them in a chat is if you want to rip people off, because you'd probably do better going the legit way if you actually had tickets. But that's the question. The Lions defense should get some shots in the arm. A couple guys that are really good back. Alex Anzalone is a plus linebacker for sure. That's going to help. But they don't have they don't have the super end pass rush or anything like that. They got to make enough stops. They got to get takeaways. And they got to stay ahead. If the Lions are going to win the Super Bowl, it's going to be done through the power of the offense. Ball control. Need to stop the Vikings' run game. That's the first part. That's the first end of beating a team like the Vikings. You got to stop the run game. Make Sam Darnold one-dimensional. And then once you make him one-dimensional, then you can force Sam Darnold into a mistake or two. And that's what it's going to take. It's going to take whichever defense can force the other offense into mistakes, I think, is going to win the game. And I think that's fair. And something that's interesting about Justin Jefferson in the game is, like, Justin Jefferson has played 4 times in Detroit, and his averages, he gets 10, almost 11 receptions a game and 182 yards per game. So the key to beating the Vikings is stopping Justin Jefferson, right? Wrong. The last 4 times that Justin Jefferson has played in Detroit were losses. Yeah. They were losses. So when Justin Jefferson goes off, which, let's be honest, when the Lions defense makes Minnesota one-dimensional. So Lions won all 4 games with Justin Jefferson playing well. It's an interesting stat, isn't it? Justin Jefferson's going to get his. Dan Campbell gave me that feeling, like he was trying to downplay the game a little bit, man. I mean, I got goosebumps. This game's so big to me. But it's not an elimination game. And Viking fan, you should be listening to this too. Because when the Lions beat you, then you're not out of it. If the Lions lose the game, they're not out of it. You got to go on the road and play some games. The Lions are undefeated on the road. Jay-Z says that MCDC is undefeated versus Minnesota at home. And that's what they're talking about in that other game. Justin Jefferson has averaged 182 yards a game. And when the entire offense is Justin Jefferson, they lose those games. It's like we can't let the role players go off on us along with Justin Jefferson. That's the key. You can't stop Jefferson. You know, you just got to make them play the type of game that you want them to play. The Lions want to run the ball, control the clock, run, score fast, get up, and then put pressure on. That's Lion football. Trying to create turnovers. Use that offense to put pressure. The offense can put pressure on them because I don't think they can stop our offense. We were going over that yesterday. We're going to go over it more tomorrow too. Especially on Saturday. Tomorrow will be more for the coordinators. But you've been watching the Lion Villain Report. You can join me every day, Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m. Talking Lions football. You can join the Villain on Monday night with Main Event Mike. The Main Event Football Show. Thank you to those that are subscribing to the YouTube channel and the Facebook page. The UDFA, we're the Tom Kennedy of sports podcasting. We're keeping on grinding. It's faith, family, and then football. In that order. We use football to spend time with our family, create memories. We don't let football use us. Thank you to the Roku Network with Bill the Packer fan and Mike the Bear fan. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today for the Lionville Report. I appreciate you guys. Tomorrow, like I said, we're going to go over the coordinators are going to speak today. We're going to react to what they say. And thank you for joining the lock picks. I'm glad. Make sure you get all your lock picks in too. Through all the games versus the spread. They're on here. I put the point spreads on there. So put it in writing. Let's see how we can finish out the season. So thank you, everybody, for watching. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, everybody, for watching it. I will talk to you.
Hey, yo, the lies told that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, candles open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose what I get to, never lose move on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never to sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning, it's crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity,